Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone who will watch me live and who will watch the replay. I'm so excited to be with you again. And in today's live stream business talk, I invited a beautiful business lady from Canada. It's such an honor to see female entrepreneurs who started their own online business to change their life for better, because they are the people who didn't settle for average. They want something more, and it's a great thing. Not everybody can do this, and I would like to now add my my guest to my life. Let's get to know her and hear her story and her journey in this business. Kia, can you see me? Did you receive my request to join my live? Actually, I invited, but I guess you didn't receive. Oh, great.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you so much for the privilege to be part of this.
Thank you very much for accepting my invitation and
the honor's mine.
to be my guest, to share your journey. It's so honor for me to host you in my live stream. It's a great privilege for me, because it's such a nice thing to see female entrepreneurs who started their online business to change their life. It's such an honor. So first of all, I would like to get to know you more. I don't know much about you, so let's hear your story. You can introduce yourself and how you tell about your background, and then I will ask more questions.
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, no, once again, thank you so much for the privilege to, I obviously I'm following you and I see your videos and interviews, and I was super excited when you asked, because I'm like, yes, I get to be part of this. I think what you're doing is absolutely amazing, and likewise, it's always good to see other female entrepreneurs that are passionate about what they do and are excellent in help, in their journey to kind of help others. So a little bit about myself. My name is Kia. I am a wife and a mother of two amazing young children, and I've worked in corporate world for 16 years, and I'm also a digital entrepreneur and mentor.
That's great. That's great. So how did you come across with this business, and why did you join? Why did you decide to join this business?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. So for me, maybe my journey is a little bit long-winded. So be patient with me while I kind of weave through my story. So as I mentioned, I have two kids, and when I was 3 months pregnant with my son, my husband lost his job, and that was a really hard time because you're saving, like your money's supposed to be going towards saving for the new addition to your family, and instead it was obviously not our focus was paying our bills, and I started really considering entrepreneurship and like being my own boss and the ability to looking for opportunities to kind of create additional income. And so I actually started a business as an events planner first, and and that was great. I just had the one child at the time. I was pregnant with my second, but it was hard because when you do events, it's usually on the weekends. So you're busy working during the workday, and then my weekends, instead of spending with my little one, I was again working. So it was just it was tough. And then so after my mat leave with my second, I because of the situation, I went back early, and so I was feeling the mom guilt for the fact that he didn't get to stay at home as long as my first child did, and so that was really hard. And then also I couldn't continue the side business because again the nature of my work, because I work in projects, is just it's very busy. So there wasn't a way to kind of juggle the two. And so as luck would have it, I had a colleague who quit her job because she and her husband had started an online business, and it was doing really, really well. And so that was actually what kind of maybe kind of got me interested, because I was like, oh, okay, because I'd always been thinking about, the traditional form of business, which is, like the four walls, and, like you had to be, running all over the place, because to me that was business. And, and started thinking maybe a little bit more outside the box and thinking of the possibility that was available if you were working online, and the time and the flexibility that it gives you to be able to have a business that was online. But I didn't know where to start. So as luck would have it, my mom actually was the one that came across this opportunity to, and then she forwarded it to me, and I looked into it. And of course I was skeptical and, like asked questions. But what sold me was, again, as I mentioned, for me, it was really important for me to have time with my kids, and spend time with my family, because those are the people that truly matter. And of course, having that financial security as well, or, independence, mattered as well. And what I loved about, and that was kind of the things that I really loved about this business, is that you can, you don't have to have a business background. You don't have to, like be tech savvy. The system kind of does all the work for you. And I guess that's really how I started this business, and I'm so happy that I did, because I get to meet great people like you, and and that's the other part of it, is the global aspect of it. Has just been wonderful, and the mentorship and the coaching and the friendships has just been really great. So you're again, you're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself, right? So lots of support.
That's great. So your mom is in the business, in the same business.
She is, yeah.
Oh, that's great. So you are doing.
Yeah, mom and daughter, right?
I can relate to your stories, because after getting married, I realized more and more that how it's important to spend more time with your family. And yes. I'm not a mother yet, but I'm thinking if I have a child, it's very hard to leave it to somebody else, because
Absolutely.
I want to see all the good things from a very young age till it grows. So I can relate to you. It's very nice, and it's kind of, I think that people who decided to change their life are brave people, because they don't want to stay in the same place. They want to grow. They want more, something good. It's a nice thing. So, so you didn't have any online experience before, right?
No, I did not. I didn't have any experience online. Like I said, I knew that, online, like the internet is the way of the future. And if, that there was a lot of possibilities, but I didn't really know what I wanted to do, right? And again, I think that's kind of what I really enjoyed and liked about the business is you don't have to, like, the system, like it's all packaged, it's plug and play. The
Mhm.
train is there. So if you are not, like savvy with the internet, like I've learned so so much stuff, right? And it's easy to follow step by step. The training team are constantly updating the content, so you always have the best information. And then the entire system and the coaching and the mentorship again, right? So if you don't have that online experience, there are people that are are seasoned in the business that can kind of help guide you and help kind of pave your way to kind of to succeed in your business. So yeah, so no experience, but but I've been able to do it successfully.
That's great. That's great. So how much time do you um, spend on this online business? Are you still working?
Yeah,
Uh,
so as mentioned, I am still working as well. So I have a full-time job as well. But which, like I said, is why it's so easy. So many professionals in our community that are doing this that have full-time jobs because again, it's not a heavy lift. So I probably maybe an hour in the morning and then an hour in the evening. Again, it's so flexible because again, the system does everything for you. And depending on how big, obviously, your team is, right? Yeah, so it's you can work as you can work as many hours or as little hours as you want, but for the most part, right? Like whether I'm at the park with my kids or I'm on holiday, the system works. So you don't have to be sitting at your desk or sitting in front of your computer or your laptop or your phone. The system just does what it's supposed to do in the background, right? So it's always
yes.
running.
And plus, you can carry this business everywhere to the coffee shop.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Right. It's great to have something at work that you can carry with you rather than the other way around, right? So you're not chained to, like you said, you're not chained to your computer. You're chained to like your office. You can carry it anywhere with you, right? Yeah.
Yeah, right. Did you have any challenges when you start your business? Like, because when you don't have any experience doing online business, you might be a bit afraid, scared.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, I think for in terms of challenges, I would say probably like the mindset's always the hardest, right? It's hard to you have to have that mindset of I'm doing something for myself, right? And be able to see that vision because I think you said it earlier, right? That, like never settle for less. And sometimes that can be hard for people if you don't know how to, like think outside the box. As I mentioned, I have an excellent coach and an excellent mentor, so Corinne and Marie on my team. They have been available, 24/7. So if I had any questions, always there to kind of help me answer, to help answer any of my questions. And I think I would say that maybe what I do struggle with, and people might be a little surprised, is the putting yourself out there, right? Because when you're online, you're like, okay, like, click enter, So putting yourself out there was really hard for me, But again, I had my coach, my mentor, kind of cheering me on, saying, "Okay, you're doing great. You can do this, right?"
you are.
So I would say that was probably maybe my personal challenge was really, like leaving my four walls and being able to kind of put my presence out there online because it's your business, right? If you don't put yourself out there, no one's gonna come, right? So yeah, but as I mentioned, the system has, been a huge
Actually,
part of.
when we work for others, we usually put everything from ourselves, like we work hard. But when it comes to us, we usually kind of
We
feel
hesitate. Yeah.
hesitate, and we don't want to give much as we did for others. So it's kind of, it's as you said, it's a bit hard sometimes to change your mindset for yourself, about yourself, about your future. And actually, you deserve better in this life. Everybody deserves something good in this life, but mindset is.
It's tricky, right? It can be, and you're absolutely right. You know, like you go into your job and you do, you know, like you put yourself out there and you do what you need to do your job. But when it now comes to like your own business, I'm like, okay, shame on me, right? Like, like this is for myself, and you know, and for me, when I struggle with it, I always have to remember what my why is, right? And my why, you know, as I said many times, it's my family, my kids, the time to, you know, like the time that I now have that I can spend with my families, you know, I'm not as fearful about what the future will look like in terms of, you know, like additional income and things like that, right? Because I've been able to kind of create that success with this business. And that's because of, you know, of taking that risk, right? And having that leap of faith and trusting and so great with that.
That's great. It's so nice to hear your story. So you how long have you been in this business?
I started the business in oh my gosh, April 2021. So a few months ago, right? So just this year, and it's been yeah, yeah.
It's great.
I am. Yeah.
Then let's say, like, even though it's a short period of time, how like has this business affected your life? I mean, was there any what changes did you have since you started it?
Yeah, so I mean, it's I think number one, it is the personal growth, right, that I've had from starting the business. It's a different feeling when you know that, like when you kind of own your future and when you're doing something for yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is when I wake up, I'm more excited, right? Because I know that I'm building a future for my kids, you know, for my family, a better life. And that's, you know, like that's great. No one can take that away from you. So I started in May of this. Yeah, it was May. Sorry, I think with that April, May of this year, and you know, within my first month, I was already seeing results, and of course that helps, right? Right? You know, and because again, the system works. It's proven. And hearing the stories as well of other entrepreneurs that are part of our community is so inspiring. And you know, I'm not quite, you know, again, I'm new. I'm still, you know, I'm still growing. My business is still growing. But I know and I see, you know, like the pace that things are growing, and I know that, you know, it's unlimited potential. And to me, that is just wonderful. And of course, so I mentioned personal development, and then the friendships as well that I've gained out of it has been just phenomenal. Like getting to meet people like you. You're like, I'm in Calgary. You are, where are you?
Egypt.
Exactly. You're in Egypt, right? You know, different time zones, but again, able to connect. And with everything that's been going on in the world right now, with, you know, obviously, right, being able to meet people has been such a challenge, right? And, you know, and this business has allowed me to be able to do that. And, you know, I think lastly, just the education. I've learned so many new skills. And to me, I think there's power in learning. No one can take that away from you as well. Like the knowledge is power, right? You know, and I've learned so many new skills as a result of this business. And, you know, like my kids are excited as well for me. You know, they know that mom is a boss now. So it's just wonderful. So yeah, no, I'm super excited at what the future will bring.
I hope. Where do you see yourself in after 1 year? Do you see yourself as a job quitter?
Yes. Right. You know, I have, you know, I actually have a vision board of where I want to be in the next, you know, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, you know, 1 year. I do like my job, which is part of the reason why I'm still there. I do, you know, I like the people that I work with as well. But I see myself in 1 year having, you know, again, having that freedom to be able to choose whether or not I want to continue doing my job. Perhaps, having the flexibility to be able to set my hours, like my job, and maybe work part-time. Because again, right, like I said, the potential here is unlimited. So in 1 year, I definitely do see the journey and the progression that I would like to be in that position where I don't have to, like I can work if I want to, but I don't, have to work, if that makes sense.
You have freedom, yani, to choose. That's a great thing that this business offer. How long did it take you to start this business? Like after you got to know about, after you heard about this business from your mom, did you jump in straight away or did you doubt? Is it?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I think anybody should do due diligence when it comes to starting anything, right? So I think for me, it took me 2 weeks, so, which is why I was kind of like April, May. So April is when I heard about it. My mom had told me about it and went through the process, and I was binge watching on a lot of the training content because I was just so excited. Right, and my mentor Corinne had to actually like, okay, slow down, like slow down, just take your time. I'm like, no, I want to get in. Like, I believe in this system. Like, this is great. This is so creative. Like, why did I not think of this? Right. Of course, I think it's a lot of smart people that are behind the development of this business system, and so it took me maybe about 2 weeks really to kind of set up. Go through some of the basic training. Like I hadn't finished all the training in the 2 weeks, but again, really kind of fully set up the business and to be fully operational was about 2 weeks. And then of course the training for newbies as well was also very, very helpful. So there's a weekly training that they do for the new business owners and new digital online business owners as well, that kind of gets them going, which was really, really beneficial. But it's so easy to start, right? Like it's, I know people that have, again, it's you can do it at your own pace. And that's, again, what I love about this is it's really tailored to your lifestyle. So if you have a busy life and, you don't have to take the 2 weeks. I was just excited to get in. I wanted to go as quickly as possible. And I was able to do that pretty quickly.
That's great. That's amazing. If I knew your mother is in the same business, I would have invited her to today's live TikTok.
Oh, no. We do it together. She's in the background.
Okay. Maybe I hope I will be able to invite her to my live stream webinar next time. So what will be your last call to people who are hesitating to start or not? Because there are many people, for example, who are following me and asking me questions and they're doubting, what's this business? Tell me more. And I'm always encouraging them to watch our webinar. But still they doubt. So what will you say to those people?
I would say, get off the fence. Stop, like really take ownership of your life. You're not going to get change unless you're, you're willing to step outside of your comfort zone, right? And sometimes we get so comfortable in our day-to-day existence, or at least in what we know, and we think that everything else, like anything that's outside of that, must be a scam or is not real or can't really work. And I tell you that, and I was probably one of those people. If it wasn't my mom that approached me, maybe I wouldn't have, right? But I would say, watch that webinar, because when I watched that webinar, it really just opened my eyes to what was possible. And then as I joined the community, I started to realize that, I'm not as, like we all share similar struggles, right? Everybody wants freedom. Everybody wants that opportunity to have, like whether it's financial, time freedom, right? For me, it was really more time freedom, as well as, that security of knowing that I can create a legacy for my kids, right? So in your 9 to 5, you can't do that. Like if something happens to you, you're not gonna will your day job to your kids. But if you create something for yourself and for your family, if something happens to you, you can pass it on to your kids, right? And that's the potential that this business offers. Is it's a real business. It's not it's not something, you know, strange, and it's easy. It's plug and play. Our system, as mentioned, we have the training systems that kind of get you up and running in no time. We have coaches and mentors that'll take you through step by step and help kind of support you and help you, you know, figure out what your goals are. Because again, of the automated nature, we talked about, you can carry your business with you on your, you know, all you just need is a device, right? So you can go on holiday and your business is working. You can be sleeping and your business is working, right? Like, so what is there not to love about that? But I think sometimes it's really having the boldness and the courage to take that first step. So I would encourage everyone to, if you are interested, take that step and watch that webinar, because I'm so sure that you won't regret that you did.
Yes, thank you very much. It was so nice to hear your story and your journey. Even though you are new in this business, you have you are brave enough to go on live. Because it took me long to go on live.
I was excited to see you. I'm like, oh, here. So I've seen you on video, so it's nice to be chatting with you, you know, for a change, right? So this is great. And again, thank you so much for the privilege, and it's been my honor. I'm so happy to you know, to get to know you as well, and I'm looking forward to working more with you in the future.
I hope so. I hope so. And those people who are watching us now and who will watch us later, you can reach out to me or you can reach out to Kia to get more information about our business. I'm really happy because I'm connecting to different people from different parts of the world, and I connect to people from Canada, from other countries. So it's so nice thing to meet people with the same goal, who are doing the same business. We all want freedom. We all want both financial and time freedom, and that's kind of for all of us the same goal. So we're moving forward together, supporting each other, helping each other, and that's a great thing. That's why I joined this business. When I watched the webinar, I thought, this is the business I want to do. So if you are interested, please reach out to me or to Kia. I'm located in Egypt. Kia is Canada, so this business is doable from any part of the world as long as you have a Wi-Fi or internet connection. So thank you very much for coming and sharing your journey and devoting your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Har. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.